Don't y'all hate when you're trying to follow a pattern or cable stitch to be exact? They never start at the beginning of the row. What is that about? Why do y'all think that people are just going to automatically know what it's going to look like in the beginning of the row to make sure that they're doing it in the correct way? Hi guys! So in today's video, I'll be teaching you how to do the beautiful cable stitch pattern. Now as you can see here, I will be using a super chunky yarn from We Are Knitters in the color Sage. Now you can use any yarn that you like, but within the pattern that you're following, you have to use the same yarn and follow the same exact numbers. Now in this video, I'll be using a super chunky yarn because you can see it more better and more clearer. And it's much more easier to do it with like super chunky yarn, in my opinion, if you're like doing it for the very first time. Before we begin, I want to show you my super chunky cable stitch sweater. Here we are. I completed this like a few days ago and I am in love with it so far. I didn't even block it yet, but I don't know if I really want to block it. I don't know. We're gonna see, because I want to wear it for like Thanksgiving. But yeah, so let's get into it. Now, the thing is, there is cable stitch tables that you can follow, but I found the easier way to do it because honestly, the cable stitch table, I'll put it here so you can see it, is very, very wonky looking. I don't understand it. I know a lot of other people who don't really understand it, but it's the pattern that I have here. I have followed her table and she made it so simple, so easy to read, and I love it. And here it is right here, where it's green and like a teal, no, like a beige kind of look to it. Now for the green, I think it's knit, and then for the beige, I believe it's purl, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm gonna explain it. So when you're doing a cable stitch pattern, either you're doing C6F or C8F or C10F. It just depends on the pattern that you're following. Now for this pattern here that I'm going to teach you, it is C8F for this here. Like you see this flow of it right here. This is C8F or CFB. Now the C8F is for putting your needle forward, and the B is for putting your needle backward for the needle that you're using to create the cable stitch. I hope I said that correctly. But yeah, let's get into it. And I have to get my stick really quickly, so hold on, y'all. So as you can see here, I had did a little something here with the cable stitches, but I'm going to make it look more easier for you to understand. Going to take our yarn out. I like to find the middle section here, but sometimes it's not always easy to find, in my opinion. Oh, look at that! Oh, today is our day! Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cable stitch on 14 stitches onto the needle. So I guess I could just take the length that I feel like is right. Okay. So I'm just going to count on 14 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so this is not an exact pattern that I'm following, but I am following this side section here, as you can see in the front. Now, also, I will be doing the knit and purl just so it can look and flow better within itself all together as one. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'll probably do like a good 5 of these just so y'all can see it really quickly. All I'm doing is knitting and purling. It's very simple. This is like the basic knitting way you can like start up Okay, you see how this is like going outward and this is like going in around. So this is a knit and this is a purl. So we're going to knit the knits and we're going to purl the purls. So with knitting, you just take your knitting needle, you go inside like this, you wrap your yarn that you're using to create the whole body, and then you pull it out. And then for purling, you wrap your yarn around and then you put your knitting needle inside, like inward. You wrap it around and then you pull it out. It's very simple. If you're like a hands-on person or a visual person like me, I'm good on like following what people are doing just by seeing them do it instead of them telling me how to do it. Who else is like that? Yeah, I was always like that. Like, if you teach me something by words, I'm not going to get it. But if you show me how to do it and teach me at the same time, it would be much more easier for me to, like, pick it up quickly than you just telling me, like, what to do or how to do it. That don't work for me. Alright, guys, so I'm just going to do, like, 3 more rows and I'll be right back. Alright, guys, so I have completed my knit and purl. I decided to do 6 rows instead of 5 because you want to be on the same side where you started at the very beginning. You want it to be facing the same way once you start a new round of something different. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to purl 3. Oh, sorry. So we're going to purl 3. This is like our base of like before starting the cables. And now we're gonna purl 8. Now the reason why now we're gonna knit 8. The reason why we're knitting 8 is because this is for the cable section. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, sorry y'all. 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we have 3 left here, and then we're going to purl those. So we just have 3 purls at the very end of each side, and then we have 8 knitted stitches in the middle section. Just so you can see the cable stitches like in a better fun way, you know. So I'm going to do this about, I guess, 2 more times for me. I'm going to purl 3 again. So it's purl 3. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our extra knitting needle here. This is a size 10. I don't even really have a size 15 mm of the knitting size that I have here. I have to buy one. But from now on, we're going to use this. As long as you don't do it too tight, you should be just fine. So we're going to take off 4 stitches with this knitting handle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have the count out loud, it is just fine. So whatever your pattern tells you to do is either forward or backward. It doesn't really matter in this video right now, but you have to follow the pattern that you're doing. So if it says C8F, you have to take 4 with the extra knitting needle. You can put it back like this, or you can put it forward like this. And all you're doing is creating the cable stitch pattern to make it flow within itself. So I guess for today we can do back because I want you to see it more clearly. So we're going to do now, we have these 4 stitches here, and now we're going to knit our extra 4 that we have here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to knit those. Now we're going to take our knitting handle that we have here with the 4 extra stitches, well, the 4 first stitches that we had in the beginning, and then we're going to knit those as well. Now as you can see here, the yarn in the front is already twisting itself, and that is creating the pattern of the cable stitch, which is really, really cool. Put that down. Look, you can already see it a little bit, which is pretty cool. And now we're just going to purl the last 3. So now I have to knit up 3 rows without doing any cable stitches, as you can see here. Now for another knitting pattern, it might be a little bit more because you might be using thinner yarn, I'm not sure. But for this super chunky yarn, you have to knit up 3 rows without doing any cable stitches. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I'll be right back. Alright guys, so here is the 3 rows that I had did, and you can see it's like getting taller within itself. So here we are going to create another cable row. So now we're going to purl 3. And then we're going to take our extra knitting needle and we're going to take 4 off. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put it in the back. Remember, we're doing the same thing for every 3 rows. We're going to knit the next 4, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to take the knitting stitches that's on this brown item here, and now we're just going to take those stitches off of the brown knitting needle. As you can see, it's still twisting itself up into a cool cable stitch. And now we're just going to purl the pearls. Now you can see it even more better. You see that? It's twisting itself in a cool way. So I'm going to make it a little bit longer so I can see it in more detail, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I have officially finished with the cable pattern, as you can see here. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. Let me move my face. And I also did it in this pretty pink without the knit and the purl at the very bottom here. So yes guys, I hope I explained everything very well, and if I haven't, then please let me know down below and I can explain it within writing wise. So yes guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of me or my knitting advice, here is the video here. You can click on it, and I will see you in my next video guys. Bye.